all have something to give. We may not have money, we may have time. We give our time to serve other people. If we have both, it's good. We should give money to charity, to philanthropy, and also, in addition, give our time.
Founded in 2009 by retired Lieutenant General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, TY Danjuma Foundation is a private philanthropic organization whose vision is a Nigeria where all citizens have access to quality healthcare, education, and equal opportunities to realize their full potential. The foundation has its head office in Abuja, Nigeria, and 2 branch offices in Taraba and Edo states. The state offices were established to manage the foundation's community fund, a direct funding mechanism designed exclusively for community-based groups, particularly in Taraba and Edo, the home states of the founder and his wife.
BOLDFACES, the pinnacle of success.
You're watching Bold Faces with Tricia, Eseigbe, Kerry, and we have a special guest in the house today, the ED of TY Danjuma Foundation, Mrs. Florence Etta. Welcome to Bold Faces.
Thank you, Tricia.
Okay, now let's meet you for the benefit of our viewers in Nigeria and in the diaspora. Tell us about yourself, your background.
My full names are Florence Etta-Aina, or as the Brits would call it, Etta-Aina. I was born in Cross River State and grew up in a small town, well, not so small anymore now, called Ecom. I went to a Holy Child Secondary School in northern Cross River State called Holy Child Secondary School, Mount Carmel, Ogoja. My father was an incredible disciplinarian and hard work. My father was an epitome of hard work, as was my mother. I'm married to a gorgeous man. He's my friend, he's my mentor, he's a lover, he's everything rolled into one. You really couldn't wish for a better person to have your back. And we have 4 gorgeous children. The oldest one is a boy, and then there's 3 daughters.
The TY Danjuma Foundation, what are your missions and visions? What are your main goals as well?
The TY Danjuma Foundation has a vision for Nigeria, a Nigeria where all people have quality education and healthcare. That's the vision we have.
In the 5 years of its existence, the TY Danjuma Foundation has touched many lives and is still touching many more. So far, the foundation has funded 75 organizations to implement 117 projects in 18 states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, the states of Taraba, Edo, Nasarawa, Gombe, Bauchi, Zamfara, Ekiti, Ondo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Oyo, Imo, Plateau, Niger, Lagos, Kogi, and the Federal Capital Territory have all been touched by Lieutenant General TY Danjuma's philanthropy. Altogether, the TY Danjuma Foundation has funded 47,588 targeted surgeries, while 49,387 free eye surgeries have also been carried out. In its efforts to stem the hazard of neglected tropical diseases, the TY Danjuma Foundation has, till date, treated 6,972,126 people for onchocerciasis, schistosomiasis, and lymphatic filariasis. Also, over 2,151 persons living with leprosy have been treated, while 28,291 young people were reached with sexual reproductive health and HIV/AIDS awareness. Over 1,159 health workers in rural communities have been retrained by the TY Danjuma Foundation, in addition to the retraining of 576 teachers.
And our mission is to work with NGOs and CBOs, support them with grant money to implement exciting, innovative, and creative practical projects to bring change to mostly rural Nigerians. And our goals are to touch the lives of Nigerians who need help. Our founder and chairman of the board, General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, himself said in setting up this foundation that he wants to give back to the society. He said as a young man, he went into the army, fought for the unity of the country. God granted the country success in that civil war. We remained one country, and after then he went into business and is a very successful businessman today. And so he thought this is a way to pay back. He said he never imagined he was going to be this successful, and so he wanted to give back to the country. But the foundation was the vehicle he created to formalize giving, so that he will encourage and other people will see this model and possibly follow it as well.
But that is not all. About 41 primary health care centers have been rehabilitated and are now fully functional in various communities, with the result that at least 951 antenatal clinic bookings have been made for pregnant women and 349 deliveries safely taken, while about 318 borehole hand pumps have been rehabilitated to provide potable water in some rural communities. Moreover, 8 skills acquisition centers equipped with cassava processing, oil extraction, and grain milling machines have been established to empower rural women. In its contribution towards addressing the plight of people living with physical disabilities, the TY Danjuma Foundation has empowered 80 young men and women with skills in fashion design, shoemaking, and computer operation. With at least 255 personal computers provided for the beneficiaries who have since established flourishing business centers. The tailoring and shoemaking beneficiaries were also supported with equipment and power generating sets in addition to 1 year's rent to start their own businesses. Many of them have since become self-sufficient employers of labor.
What has been your philosophy in driving the TY Danjuma Foundation to the level it is today?
I guess the philosophy is really the founder's vision for us. That's what drives us. And we basically I have 2 ways of, describing this easy enough for you to know. The first way is to say we want to touch lives, everyday lives, ordinary people's lives. We as a foundation want to make that happen. But of course, we don't do direct interventions. We have to work through other partners. So we work through grantees by making grants. The second way I want to put it for you is that we see ourselves as the first and the best philanthropic organization in Nigeria, because we are true to the mission of traditional philanthropy, where money that has been made in business, in other sectors, is dedicated to changing and touching lives. We're not trying to use that money to make more money. It's just purely to help people.
The TY Danjuma Foundation works primarily through non-governmental organizations and community-based groups. Our strategy of working through partnerships with NGOs and CBOs is aimed at building the institutional capacity of these groups, supporting their innovative ideas, and ensuring that the funding provided reaches and meets the needs of the intended beneficiaries in a culturally relevant and responsive way. The foundation encourages its grantees to seek and nurture collaborations with the communities where they work, as well as government agencies at local, state, and national levels to enhance sustainability and ensure community ownership of the project. The TY Danjuma Foundation is also open to collaboration with other grant makers and international agencies working in its target areas.
My boss, General TY Danjuma retired, GCON, by the way, he's an incredibly disciplined man. I don't know if it's because of his military background, but he's absolutely incredible in personal discipline. He's a man of few words, an astute businessman, to be quite honest. I have no head for business, but just seeing the kinds of things he has put in place in relation to business enterprises and efforts is, for me, really awesome. He is also absolutely generous, generous, and I mean real generous. He has continued to give from his pocket even after he established the foundation. This foundation, I don't know how familiar you are with not-for-profits. This is the only foundation that has a publicly stated endowment of $100 million US. Oh, his wife Daisy, as you say, she's pretty, she's charming, she's elegant, she's generous, and she's very supportive of the foundation. We couldn't wish for a better pair to be behind the foundation, really. I'm particularly grateful for them and the kind of people that they are.
Bold Faces, the pinnacle of success.
She had nearly given up on life. Such was her condition that she lost all hope of ever realizing her full potential in her lifetime. She got a good enough pass in her secondary school certificate exam that she thought she would easily transit into an institution of higher learning. But year after year, she couldn't get admission into any of the schools. She began to think the world was rejecting her because she was physically challenged.
I have no hope. Anytime I saw my colleague doing something that I cannot do, I feel sad. But now I know that I'm a great woman. Nobody can challenge me because I can take good care of myself, whether with assistance or not.
Miss Ayuba is one of 40 beneficiaries of the All Children Charity International Foundation, funded by TY Danjuma Foundation, just when she had given up all hope on life. Elizabeth heard that the All Children Charity International Foundation was about to commence training of young people living with physical disabilities in Kaduna. Off she went, hope rekindled at last.
How do people gain access to your grants?
First and foremost, you have to be a non-governmental organization registered and working in Nigeria. You can also be a community-based organization. And for the community-based organizations, we're particular because we work with CBOs in either Edo or Taraba states. And the reason was some of them do not have the same level of sophistication as the larger NGOs. So after the foundation, the main grant was created as a primary strategy for funding. And it was found that the grants were not being received by smaller associations at the grassroots. So we created a facility called Community Funds for Edo State and Taraba State. And for those ones, community-based organizations that are not as seriously structured, but at least have been formed, they have documentation that forms them. If they are registered, even with their social services or local government areas, they can apply for a grant.
Indeed, all the beneficiaries of All Children Charity International Foundation project have great life-changing stories to tell.
We even thank the TY for the quarters that you have built for the staff that are teaching here in this primary school.
Gaskiya jin daɗi 100% ina jin daɗi. Saboda a yanzu ma maganar da nake ma din nan takalmin yaro na ma nake yi na makaranta.
Before I joined this class, I have nothing doing. But in times I used to go for straight to beg. But not always. But I thank God today that one has stopped.
Their stories are tales of the unexpected. Shoemaking graduates are creating shoes of different designs and styles and marketing them in various locations within Kaduna metropolis. The tailoring graduates are running small-scale fashion design shops dotted in various locations in the town. They all exhort Lieutenant General TY Danjuma through the foundation to do for others what he has done in their lives.
Sometimes I see the picture of the man, only to just see the picture. I just respect as the father of the people with disability in Nigeria. Because I will not forget, the 40 people that we trained last year, some of them they are in their shop, their life is almost better by now, so we take him as our father in Nigeria who show cares on the disabled. And I am praying that we need maybe 10 people in Nigeria to learn from TY Danjuma Foundation and him, the general himself, so that they will reduce the high rate of this street begging in Nigeria.
Fahimta Women and Youth Development Initiative constructed a block of classrooms, separate toilets for boys and girls, provided learning materials and recreational facilities for the children, as well as construct residential quarters for teachers to ensure that teachers posted to the school remain in the school.
They have never received any intervention from any partner at all, be it public or NGOs. We are able to reach about 4 communities. For example, in these communities, no single girl has ever completed primary school. To God be the glory, as a result of our intervention and partnership with TY Danjuma. Today, girls are in the school.
Since God has taught his mind to help the less privileged ones, and since he decided to help them, that he should continue, that God will be with him and God will guide him more. Since he has decided not to use his money alone. Because being a general, retired general, and some general, there are a lot of generals in the country who has gotten their money before him and who decided to use their money alone. But he has decided because he's got to trust somebody and he has taught him to use the money. I will say that he will continue his good work and God will guide him very well. And that money, God will give him more to exceed more.
Boldfaces, the pinnacle of success.
In a country where natural and human resources are bound, it is appalling to note that approximately 10.5 million Nigerian children of school age are out of school. What is even more worrisome is the fact that most of these children out of school are girls. In the face of this, Interventions such as the education initiatives funded by the TY Danjuma Foundation are indeed timely and truly worthy of emulation. The education projects of the TY Danjuma Foundation span a broad spectrum of interventions, promoting access to quality education for boys and girls, providing scholarships for orphans and vulnerable children, promoting a reading culture in Nigerian communities by funding the construction and equipping of community libraries.
Never give up hope. Never give up hope, because you're not alone. You're not alone because there are people who are willing and able to help. Look at the foundation. The TY Danjuma Foundation has been established as a vehicle for help. And this is only one institution. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who want to help. I have often said the African family is a basic source and summit, if you like, of help. I know that times are difficult, but you will always find somebody to help. So don't give up, because you're not alone.
Honestly, it's been really exciting. I just want to say thank you so much for showing up on this special edition of Bold Faces.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it too.
Thank you.
Thanks. My name is Florence Etta-Aina. Keep watching Bold Faces with Tricia.